Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeeps and Things. It's finally time for part 2 of the Xtreme Recon Flare install. Let's check it out. So like I'd mentioned in part 1, this is going to be a little bit more complicated because none of these holes are really lining up with anything. So these flares are meant for the Wranglers. So we're going to see what we can do to make them fit. So what I wound up doing, the first hole lines up, the second one does not. I wallowed it out a little bit so that that pin would go through. So for the rest of this install, because there's no real perfect way to do this, I'm going to be using these rust-resistant screws that already have the more stylistic fender washer attached to them. I think it's going to give it a nice OEM look. I think it'll fit the bill just fine. So just have to drill out right there, and I'll probably put one in the middle here too, or maybe up top. So I also missed a couple things whenever I was going over what an Xtreme Recon is. So those two things that I missed were, with Xtreme Recon you do also get bigger brakes, which is another thing that the Gladiator comes with on all trim levels, than the Wrangler. As well as you get the Dana 44 axles, front and rear. Which of course, every Gladiator model comes with those too. And I do understand that these flare extensions aren't really for everybody. It's just something different that I wanted to add to my Jeep to make it stand out a little bit more. That way whenever y'all are looking through the YouTube channels, trying to find something to watch, something a little different. So my screws, they do go all the way through the actual outer fender and the inner fender as well. So I don't have to worry about my inner fender flapping around because I cut out all the support from the original plastic rivets. These screws are providing that support. All right. Done. Shortly after I got the flares installed, I got an invite from some friends to go do some light wheeling on a pipeline right away. This was a whole lot of fun up until this next coming up obstacle. The wash that we're about to cross had run recently and had dug out the hillside, which made for a challenging climb. Locked up and in 4 low, the Gladiator was able to ascend this hill pretty easily. Most of the rigs in our group were able to get up this with no problem, but we did have one truck that twisted off its rear drive line. That's when we started the recovery. With the Ram now only running in front wheel drive, he was able to back down off the obstacle, but then quickly started to dig into the sand. We'd all decided winching him out slowly would be the best way.
What do you think, Chief?
This is a sign to get rid of this thing. I was kidding.
Time for a blazer? 1-ton blazer, man.
With the Ram now back on flat ground, he tried to drive it out in just front wheel drive, but it quickly broke through the surface and dug down. So we used a kinetic rope to pull him the rest of the way out. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you on the trail.